As your boy DJ again, I got another one here. There was I was listening to on the radio. I think it was last night or this morning. No, it was from last night, if I ain't mistaken. Yeah, it was last night. It was a radio show on satellite radio where they were talking about job creations and all of that. And one of the things that they said that kind of bothered me a little bit was that it was on the radio this morning. And they were saying they need to bring back manufacturing jobs. I didn't get the whole gist of it. Actually, I'm gonna try to see if I can get a copy of what he actually said. But that was part of what he said. And he was saying, I guess, as a way to bring back jobs for thousands of African Americans in this country. Thousands, Americans in the country, But chances are the genie's out the bottle on that one, bro. And I'm gonna tell you one main reason why. The one main reason why a lot of factory jobs will never come back here, you guessed it, cheap labor. Okay? Those manufacturing jobs that people used to get where they had the unions behind it, once those companies, unions got busted up by the manufacturers, the CEOs of these manufacturers, and they were able to get cheaper labor someplace else, it became more of a profit margin for them. In other words, once they busted them unions, they didn't have to worry about how to get higher wages for people, because at that point they could beat it and get the cheaper labor and save tens of thousands, if not millions of dollars by going that route. So if you think that there's a chance they're going to get back manufacturing jobs back in this country, think again, bro. And that's true. That ain't likely. Now, the digital age is upon us now, because it's so many. And I was talking to somebody about it a couple of days ago. It's so many different things evolving the digital age now. You got. I was talking to my sister about it last night because she called me because because she usually asks me questions about little tech stuff, because I'm like a little geek in terms of the little technical stuff like smartwatches and stuff like that. So she called me about asking questions about the Roku box. I use Roku. Roku was one of the first streaming boxes I've ever used, and that's matter of fact, I had it for years. And I bought it about 3 years after I actually found out that they were actually doing streaming on the internet with these kind of boxes. And I had one of the original ones when they first came out. And this was before the Apple box came out, if I'm not mistaken. Matter of fact, I think it was just before Apple released their box. Apple didn't even have a box at the time when I bought this Roku box. And now Roku actually has different kind of boxes. They got a box now, actually, I think you can get up to 7,000 different channels and all kinds of stuff now. One I have, maybe 500 to 1,000. And unfortunately, I gave it to my son. And I know he's probably not going to use it if he sold it. But anyway, that's another story. I may get another. I saw another one online I want to use eventually. I may get the stick, because the stick actually is easier. And you just plug it in, and then you use the remote, and you get Netflix and a whole bunch of stuff on it. But that's one of the technologies that what I'm trying to say is now technology is so advanced that the digital age now has jobs that actually probably pay you good, if not better, than some of these manufacturing jobs anyway. That's for one thing. And number two, you guys and girls, who used to come by, ask me about, how can I get my daughter into computer stuff? And I used to tell them, go back to school. Tell you right now, the best move I ever made was go back to school. I will say that. Because it'll help you become knowledgeable about the digital age. You won't just be getting it because somebody told you, it's a job doing computers. See, we got to change our mindsets, people. And people look at me like, oh, really? I was like, yeah. You want them to be able to get a job doing that kind of stuff? You got to make sure they go out of school to get it. Seriously, though. At some point, you have to up your game on the education level. I tell people that all the time. You know, that's why back then, years ago, I used to do this little side hustle, building computers on the side for people. And people will always ask me, you know, like, well, yeah, you know, how you get into that and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. Or somebody would try to get a cheap deal on a computer. You know, they have a computer they bought for like $50 thinking I'm gonna get it to run as fast as any other computer. I'm like, no, you gotta put some money in that, bro. For real. A little bit of money. Maybe not a whole lot, but enough to get it running the way you want it to run. Yeah, I mean, like, what, you know, could you fix it for like, you know, like, yeah, like I had was this one computer, I think it was a slow 286 processor or something like that. I don't remember, it was so long ago, it ain't funny. And they were trying to get me to do all this upgrades on it and stuff. I said, you gonna make it go fast and do all this and all that? I was like, yeah, but you gotta come up with a little pocket change to make it go, you know. They were trying to get the latest and greatest for cheap. I was like, no, it ain't gonna work like that. You want to run the way I would like to help you run it, you gonna have to pay a little bit of change. And some of them wouldn't do it. But yet, I know people who used to go to Best Buy and other places, Compact USA when they were still around. I hate that all those places closed. I already know why it closed, but that's no, I'll get that in a second. Because they would, at some point, would go, and I see them do it, which amazed me at the time. I was like, wait a minute. You would actually go out and buy a brand new computer from a store that's run by white people, then to have me build a custom for you for the same price. Really? I never understood that. Never understood that. But now, computers are so cheap. Hell, you can buy a laptop for damn near under $200. A nice size one too. Maybe not the best one, but at least one that'll get you on the internet. And computers, now you can buy a decent computer for under $500. In some cases, under $400. You know. Or a tablet. You can buy some tablets for a good tablets for under $300 right now. You know. Because the technology is advanced, and it's that what they call the nanotechnology. Because the nanotechnology has the small circuitries that can do better processing than the larger computer systems do. And in some cases, better. Like right now, I mean, I'm on my iPhone 6 Plus doing this podcast. Never thought 3 years ago I could do that, but I've been doing it almost 3 years. You know? I didn't think it was possible. I had been wanting to do podcasts since 2011. But I got a little late in the game about 2.5 years ago. So, but I'm doing it. You know? And the nanotechnology is part of that. You know? And then smartwatches. Oh my God, smartwatches, really? I bought a little small smartwatch last week. It's not even Apple. Although I plan on getting one, though. Matter of fact, I might go get one by this weekend. I'm still thinking about it, seriously considering getting one this weekend. For a number of reasons. Because a lot of applications work well between Apple and Apple Watch. Now I got one called Series 2. You know, I gotta actually go take a look at it. I was seriously thinking I might get one. I was telling my sister that yesterday. I said, but is it worth the price? You know, I think on some respects it is for me. You know, because I've seen them now. And some of them are going down. They actually did. I've seen some that's a little under $200. But here's the thing: I bought a little smartwatch, aftermarket smartwatch for last week for under $40, and it works like a charm. It doesn't sync my applications to the smartwatch that I bought, this little $40 one. But everything else that $40 smartwatch does, that syncs up to my phone, does it flawlessly. I was surprised. I can make phone calls on it. I can make phone calls to it. I can accept phone calls if somebody call me to my phone. It Bluetooths directly to my smartwatch. I mean, I get contacts. You know, I can create contacts on there. It goes back to my phone. I take pictures on it. It's crazy. I mean, you know, And I mean, it does a lot of different things for a $40 smartwatch. It does a lot of incredible stuff. I was totally blown away, and I just took a chance and bought it. I think it probably be a little piece of shit. No, not really. You know, it does a lot of the basic functions I would expect to do for a smartwatch. But if I get an iWatch, yeah, if I get a Apple Watch, it probably do so much more. You know, I love the geeky stuff, but we'll see. I'm going to try to see if I can do a comparison and go online probably tonight and tomorrow to see what it is that I can really do on it. You know, and I'm anxious to do that. I really, really am. So we'll see. Yeah, we will definitely see. Yeah. In any case, this is DJ Wolf again. Just thought I'd give you a little something to chew on because I'm getting hungry and I'm ready to go chew on some food. Alright guys, that's all I got for right now. I'll let you know if I get it or not.